Have you ever wondered why God would command a prophet to marry a prostitute? It's a question that seems almost unbelievable. Why would the Almighty give such a shocking order? Today, we're going to dive into one of the most powerful and perplexing stories in the Bible, the marriage of the prophet Hosea to Gomer, a woman of the streets. This isn't just a tale of love and betrayal, it's a profound narrative filled with symbolism, exposing the raw and turbulent relationship between God and His people. But before we unravel this mystery, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest videos. Trust me, this is one story that will change the way you view the Bible forever. A divine command that shakes the soul. Imagine a man of unwavering faith, a prophet chosen by God, being told to marry someone whose life is steeped in sin and promiscuity. This was not just a symbolic act, it was a living, breathing parable of Israel's spiritual state. Hosea's marriage to Gomer was a vivid representation of the heartbreaking reality of Israel's relationship with God at the time. As we explore this story, we'll see how God used this marriage to reveal deep truths about His love, His anger, and His relentless pursuit of His wayward people. In the book of Hosea, we read, when the Lord began to speak through Hosea, the Lord said to him, "Go, marry a promiscuous woman and have children with her. For like an adulterous wife, this land is guilty of unfaithfulness to the Lord." Hosea 1:2. Israel had repeatedly turned away from God, drawn to the idols and practices of neighboring nations, and like an unfaithful spouse, they had broken the covenant made with their divine husband. This was no mere historical account, it was a powerful allegory of Israel's spiritual adultery. The painful reality of spiritual adultery. Israel's departure from God wasn't just a momentary lapse, it was a deep and pervasive problem that infected every aspect of their relationship with Him. They were seduced by the allure of foreign gods, turning to idols in hopes of material prosperity and security. Think about the golden calf in the wilderness. Israel believed these man-made gods could bring them the abundance and protection they desired. But in doing so, they betrayed the very God who had rescued them from slavery in Egypt. And what about Gomer? Her unfaithfulness to Hosea was not just personal, it symbolized the unfaithfulness of an entire nation. The Lord said to me, "Go, show your love to your wife again, though she is loved by another man and is an adulteress. Love her as the Lord loves the Israelites, though they turn to other gods and love the sacred raisin cakes." Hosea 3:1. Just as Gomer repeatedly strayed, Israel kept turning away from God, chasing after false deities and hollow promises. A love that refuses to let go. Yet, despite all of this, God's love for Israel never wavered. Just as Hosea was commanded to love and redeem Gomer, God continuously reached out to His people, even when they didn't deserve it. Hosea's marriage was a living illustration of God's relentless love and mercy, a love that pursues, forgives, and restores even the most unfaithful. This story is a raw, emotional depiction of God's willingness to bring back those who have strayed, to heal what has been broken, and to offer hope where there seems to be none. "Therefore, behold, I will allure her, and bring her into the wilderness, and speak tenderly to her. And there I will give her her vineyards and make the valley of Achor of hope. There she shall answer as in the days of her youth, as at the time when she came out of the land of Egypt." Hosea 2:14-15. This passage shows the depths of God's compassion, His desire not just to punish but to restore, to turn a place of trouble into a gateway of hope. The tumultuous journey of redemption. As Hosea's story unfolds, Gomer's continual departure from him mirrors Israel's ongoing spiritual infidelity. Yet just as Hosea does not give up on Gomer, God does not abandon Israel. The names of Hosea's children, given by divine command, reflect the consequences of Israel's sins, but also hint at the hope of redemption. Even when all seems lost, God's plan for reconciliation is always at work. This story of Hosea and Gomer is not just a historical account, It's a timeless message of God's unfathomable love and commitment to His people. It's a reminder that no matter how far we stray, no matter how deep our betrayal, God's love is always there, ready to redeem and restore. So why did God tell Hosea to marry a prostitute? To show us, in the most dramatic way possible, that His love for us is stronger than our sin, deeper than our failures, and more enduring than our unfaithfulness. As we reflect on this story, let's remember the lessons it teaches us about God's character, His justice, His mercy, and His unshakable love. It's a story that challenges us to look at our own lives, to recognize where we have strayed, and to return to the God who never stops loving us. Hosea chapter 1 verse 2, "And the Lord said to me, Call his name Jezreel, and I will cause the kingdom of the house of Israel to cease." Hosea chapter 1 verse 4, "And she conceived again and gave birth to a daughter. And God said to her, Call her name Unloved, for I will no longer love the house of Israel, nor care for her any more." Hosea chapter 1 verse 6, "And the Lord said, Call their name Not My People, for you are not my people, nor am I your God." Hosea chapter 1 verse 9. Eventually, Gomer fell into difficult circumstances, perhaps even in slavery. At this point, Hosea rescued her and took her back home, symbolizing the way God continually sought to bring Israel back into His presence and restore His relationship with them. The story of Hosea and Gomer, recorded in the book of Hosea in the Bible, is a powerful testimony to God's unwavering love for His people and His willingness to forgive and restore, even in the face of unfaithfulness. This story also highlights the importance of faithfulness and commitment in relationships, both human and divine. Many of us face difficult circumstances in our lives, times when we find ourselves lost and far from our divine purpose. The story of Hosea teaches us that no matter how far we have gone, God is willing to rescue us, to bring us out of the darkness and bring us back into His presence. God's love is immeasurable, and His grace is enough to forgive and restore us, no matter how deeply we have fallen. This story also reminds us of the importance of faithfulness and commitment in our relationships, just as Hosea remained devoted to Gomer despite his unfaithfulness. We are challenged to cultivate fidelity and perseverance in our human relationships in today's times where relationships can be fragile and disposable. Hosea's story inspires us to fight for those we love, to seek reconciliation and restoration, even when we face seemingly insurmountable challenges. Furthermore, this biblical narrative shows us that even in the most desperate situations, hope prevails. Hosea did not give up on Gomer, and God never gives up on us. Regardless of the storms we face in our lives, God's redeeming love continues to shine like a light that never goes out. This story resonates in our hearts, reminding us that in the midst of darkness we can find love, restoration, and hope in our relationship with God and in our relationships with those around us. U.S. I hope you were too moved by this story and that it brought inspiration and reflection into your life. We will continue to bring you more meaningful and transformative content to strengthen your faith and understanding of the Scriptures. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this channel with others who can also benefit from these messages. Thank you for joining us on this journey of spiritual discovery. And so, we come to the end of this incredible journey through the story of Hosea and his wife, Gomer. In this narrative, we witness God's unshakable faithfulness, mirrored in Hosea's commitment, even in the face of apparent infidelity. This is not just a biblical account, it is a powerful reminder that God's redeeming love transcends our failures and transgressions. May this story resonate in our hearts, inspiring us to cultivate faithfulness in our relationships and seek reconciliation, just as God seeks restoration in our relationship with Him. Continue following the Bible Stories channel for more transformative and meaningful insights from the Holy Scriptures. Thank you all for joining us on this spiritual journey. May God's peace and grace always be with us.